welcome back to my YouTube channel, episode 3. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for liking the page, subscribing and sharing. Please continue to do that. On this episode, the whole point of it is for us to give you 5 tips on what I've learned coming into the property sector. So stay tuned. Also drop us a comment below if you have any tips to add on property. We'd love to hear from you. Point number 1 is make sure you set a goal on what you want to get out of this industry. Same as anything you're involved in, you want to make sure you understand where you want to go. So for instance, me coming into this industry, my goal was to build a portfolio as large as humanly possible in as short a period of time as possible. But it doesn't matter if you've got a small goal or a big goal, you need to know what you want to do. So maybe you want to buy one house. You want that to be a dream house, you want to renovate it, you want to do it up, you want to live there 50 years, retire there, and leave it to your children. As long as you have that goal, you're going to be able to achieve it. Maybe you want to have 4, 5, 6 houses, get a holiday home and sort of stop there. Or maybe you want to do what I want to do, which is build a huge portfolio and grow as fast as you can, as big as you can, make as much income as you possibly can from that. But it's super, super important that you have a goal, number 1. And a couple of tips that I learned working in sales was make sure you set what's called a SMART goal. Okay, so what I mean by that is make sure, number 1, it's specific. Now when I say specific, it has to be specific to you, no one else, it doesn't matter. Number 2, you need to make sure it's a measurable goal as well. So you can measure progression, you can measure how far you are through that, but also how far you want to go as well. Number 3 is attainable. Okay, making sure that goal feels attainable to you. Remember, self-belief is the most important thing. Limited beliefs is the biggest killer of dreams, so make sure you do everything possible to have an attainable goal in your mind. Number 4 is realistic. Again, it has to be realistic to where you are in life, where you want to be, and how you're going to get there. But number 5 as well is just make sure you have a time bound. Okay, so make sure you have a timestamp on where you want to get that goal to and where you're going to be in a certain period of time. That's going to help you really stay focused and stay disciplined to make sure you achieve it. So point number 1, make sure you have a goal where you want to be. Point number 2, guys, is super, super important that you have your finances in order. So allow you to grow in the property sector, you've got to make sure you have, number 1, your deposit in place. Whether you're getting a 95% mortgage, a 90% mortgage, or a buy-to-let mortgage where you need 25% deposit, you need to know exactly how much you're going to need to buy that property. Okay. Second thing to have in place is making sure we have the stamp duty. Make sure you're Googling how much each house is worth and how much you're going to have to pay stamp duty. It differs from your first house and moving forward to your second, third, fourth, fifth. Making sure you have that number and that figure to hand. Number 3, legal fees. Again, you don't want to get stung by a solicitor's cost or additional legal fees for searches and so on and so forth. So make sure you have that number in your head and have it in the bank ready to rock and rumble. And last thing as well is just extra work. So let's say you buy a property and it needs extra work before you move in, or before you rent it, or you want to do a refurb, or you want to do an uplift. Making sure you have all your finances in order, so when you go and purchase that property on the day of completion, on the day of transfer, you don't get stubbed and you can't not afford to buy the property and you lose it at the last hurdle. So number 2, make sure your finances are all in order. Point number 3, guys, make sure you have the right team behind you. Okay, so what that means is once you find the right solicitor that you really get on with, you really gel with, and you know they're going to got your back and they're going to do everything possible to help you through the process, keep with that person, don't change it. Number 2, mortgage advisor, same thing. Once you find someone that you gel with and they're doing everything you want them to do, make sure you've got their back, make sure they've got your back. And then when it comes to the actual property, especially if you're looking to build a portfolio and have refurbs and extensions and rent out properties where you're going to have to do a lot of work and the tenants move out, it's super important that you have the right team behind you in terms of construction team. So things like a plasterer, a painter and decorator, an electrician, a plumber, a kitchen fitter, anyone that's going to be able to help you at the drop of a hat and be there for you in any situation you need is really going to help you grow and achieve your goals much faster. So point number 3, guys, make sure you've got the right team behind you, and once you get that team, look after that team so they can do everything they can to help you. So point number 4, guys, is make sure you stay in your own lane. Obviously, with the world of the internet now and social media, you're going to find lots of white noise. You're going to find lots of different people doing lots of different things. Super important that you don't listen to all the white noise and get really impulsed by different things. So stay in your own lane, know what you want to achieve. Whether you want to do buy-to-lets, whether you want to buy just a residential house and grow it, whether you want to build a HMO portfolio, just make sure you know what you want and don't drift from that goal. Okay, so for me personally, my goal to start with was to stay up in the northeast, stay around the Northumberland, Newcastle area, and then my goal is to go back down where I'm from in Norwich and grow it down there as well, and then go across the whole UK and abroad. So for me personally, the first thing I need to do is make sure I get a good hub here in the northeast, and then it allows me to expand and grow and move from there. But you also have to understand, you have to go back to point number 1, 2, 3, and 4 to make sure you've got everything in place to allow you to grow and expand to different areas into different sections. So make sure, number 4, you stay in your own lane and don't drift and listen to the white noise. Point number 5, guys, is just do it. We never regret the things we've done. We only ever regret the things we didn't do when we had the chance to do it. So it's super, super important that all of this information, that you just do it. Okay, if you want to get into it, if you want to achieve the goals that you set out, the only way you're ever going to do that is you just do it. Give it a go. You never know. You may be amazing at it, and you may achieve everything you've ever wanted to. So make sure you just do it. Thanks for listening, guys. I really appreciate your time. Stay tuned for episode 4. Please hit that subscribe button. Like I said, drop us a comment below, like it, share it, and we'll see you on the next episode.